Hello, just want to make a very quick video about some shoes that I have been running with for a while now. They are the Novablast, Asics Novablast 5. I have them here. I just wanted to make a video. It's a bit of like a review slash just thoughts on them. And just talk a little bit about them. Trying to do it in one take, so try and get everything in one go. And I have some notes, so if I look down, it's just because I'm looking at the notes. Yeah, to start, I've had these shoes for about 500 Ks now, just over 500 Ks. I got them brand new when they first came out. These are a size 46 and a half. The light blue with the orange at the bottom. I think they're quite a nice color. Initially, I wasn't too sure about the color, but yeah, I think they're really cool. Just a bit about myself. I am about 6'3" tall, about 86 kgs, and this last year, in fact, I ran quite a lot with these shoes, about 3 times a week. So I did a long run on a Saturday or Sunday, and then I did 2 runs that would be around 6 Ks, sometimes interval training, sometimes some like sprints or tempo runs, and I did it all with these shoes. So after 500 Ks and all the different types of runs that I've done, I think I can give them quite a good review. So to start, I just wanted to go over the comfort. So they are very comfortable. Initially when I got them, I did have a bit of pain in my feet and in my legs, but that was due to me kind of being unfit and new to running. I hadn't run for quite a while, so I was just kind of getting my muscles back to running shape. So it wasn't based on these shoes. Didn't have any problems with comfort for these shoes. They are very comfortable. I think when I did my long run, so for me a long run would be 10 to 14 Ks, so not super long. So I can't really say anything about how these shoes compare or how they perform for marathons or half marathons. As I said, 14K was about the most, the furthest I ran. But I always noticed that after I'd done about 14 Ks that my feet felt really fresh, my legs as well. They were very comfortable, and even if I was pushing myself with those runs, they always felt very comfortable and very good. So for comfort, I would say they are very comfortable. Probably an 8 or a 9 out of 10. Very good shoes for comfort. They got quite a big stack height, so you do feel quite a lot of cushion when you land. You really feel it when you're just walking around with them, and then once you actually start to run, you can really feel that you're walking on a lot of cushion there. So it's very comfortable. Didn't have any issues with pain with my feet or fatigue from this being too hard. So comfort-wise, I think these were really good. When it comes to performance, I kind of bundle performance into like traction, how light they are, how fast you run with them. I think these are very good when it comes to performance. I think that they feel quite light. I think nowadays all running shoes feel very light, and I think these are the same. They feel pretty light, and for the amount of cushion that they have, they're light shoes. I think when it comes to running fast with them, I think they good. I wouldn't say they're great when it comes to doing some fast runs or tempo. So for me, if I really am going fast, I would be going around maybe 430 minutes per kilometer, and maybe sometimes if I'm doing a interval, I might go a little bit faster. So for me, that's about the fastest I'll ever go. And when I run with these at that speed, I can feel that there is a lot of energy that these shoes are kind of giving me, almost too much. So you feel like you're on a bit of a jumping castle. You're really getting pushed forward, maybe a little bit too much. I think that these are not necessarily perfect for just a shoe that would be for any speed work. I think you would probably be best with another shoe if you want to get a shoe for speed work. However, these shoes were fine for that. They were also good for any sort of long run that I wanted to do, any sort of slow run or recovery run. Effectively, for me, this shoe, where it performs best is if you want one shoe to do anything or everything, then this is a good shoe for that. I don't think it's the perfect shoe for one specific type of run, but I think it's a good shoe for any kind of run. So you can do whatever you want with it, and it'll be just fine. I used this shoe mostly. I basically had one shoe. This was the only shoe. Well, sorry, this pair was the only pair that I had. I didn't have like another pair for something else, for, I don't know, speed work or anything like that. I did at the end. I'll show you later. I've got another shoe that I use for more long runs. But yes, these shoes kind of did everything I needed to do. One thing I forgot to mention was about the comfort, but I'll mention that at the end as a bit of a negative. Yeah, so performance-wise, I think they're really good. Can't complain about the performance. The one thing I will say that was really good with these shoes is that I've had an issue with being quite a heavy heel striker. So my previous shoes, I was wearing the bottom down quite drastically, and I would land, very severely like this. However, with these shoes, it really pushed me more onto my midfoot. And I don't know if it comes up very clear, but over here, this is where it's worn down the most. So I do feel that it makes me, well, I know for sure that it makes me land here a lot more. So I'm definitely landing here rather than back there, and it is pushing me forward like this. So that's one really good thing about this shoe, is that it's really pushing me forward. Yeah, so that rocking forward is really good, and it kind of gets you going nice and fast. So that's one thing I'll say about these shoes, which is really good, is it really pushes you forward, gets you to land in a good position. Yeah, so I never really landed too badly on my heel, and it did take a bit of getting used to, a couple of runs, and then I kind of got used to the fact that I land more here, but it was definitely better, and I had a lot more, speed and control and power when I landed like that. Yeah, so I guess grip was a big thing that was mentioned with this, so that's maybe one of the last things about performance that I'll talk about. So I never had any issue with grip. There was a lot of discussions that the traction is really bad in slippery conditions. However, I didn't slip. I haven't slipped at all with these. So 500Ks, I haven't slipped once. I think that there was a lot of discussion about this being, quite a slippery shoe and not good for traction. However, I can't say anything negative about it. I will say that I did have it in the back of my head that these shoes have bad traction because of the comments people made, but I never experienced it at all. So yeah, it's hard for me to say that I agree with the comments about the traction, and I'm also not sure if I was just running a little bit more carefully with them because I know, or because I heard that the traction is not good. But I can't say anything bad about the traction, and I do run in a country where there's a lot of rain and a lot of cold, so yeah, the conditions are not really very dry that I run in normally. Yeah, so I have put them to the test, and also mostly run on the road, but maybe about 20%, maybe 10%, I've gone through some trails and some little bit of off-road. So I have put these shoes through quite a bit. Yeah, so I can't say anything bad about the traction. I think, yeah, they cost about 150 euros when I got them new, so I think they were a good price. Yeah, I can't really say anything bad about them. I think they're really good shoes. Overall, I would definitely recommend them as a shoe to buy if you want just one pair of shoes, and this is a great shoe. You can also use this as your base shoe, so that's what I'm doing now. Is I have this shoe as my base shoe, so I do most of my runs with this shoe, and then I've also got another shoe here, also Asics, the Superblast 2, which I will be using more for long runs, and I'll probably make a video about that once I've actually used them enough. But yeah, I think these are really good for one shoe, or you can use it as your base shoe and buy other shoes. If you want something for speed or something like that, maybe you get another shoe. If you want something for really, really long distances, maybe you get another one, or yeah, maybe a race day shoe or something like that. Then, this is a good shoe for everything else. Yeah, and I have done my fastest 10K in this shoe as well, so I was happy with that. And yeah, I mentioned earlier the one negative thing I would say about this shoe is the tongue. So it's got quite a thin tongue, as you can see, and it's quite malleable, it's quite soft. But the issue with that is when you put your shoe on, you've got to make sure that you put it on very carefully and loose and get your foot in there nicely, and then slowly tie up the laces. Because if the lace is a little bit too tight, you put it on and this tongue is not perfectly flat, it does form little ridges or little clumps in the tongue, and then you feel it really, it's quite uncomfortable on the top of your foot. So you need to make sure when you put the shoe on, make sure the laces are loose, put your shoe on, and then slowly tighten it up. I'm not sure if it's just me that's experiencing that, but I do think that this tongue is a little bit after. Initially it was okay, the first, I don't know, let's say 100, 200 Ks wasn't too big of a deal, but I think as it got more worn out, or not worn out, but more flexible, then this tongue kind of just, it went wherever it wanted to go, and it doesn't have a lot of rigidity. So you got to make sure you put it in nicely, because it's like, just looking at it now, there's, it's kind of a weird shape, and there's a lot of material in there that's quite thin, and you got to make sure that you put it on really, really, really carefully, and then it's okay. But there's some areas in here, and I don't know if it will show up, but there's some areas in here where this bundles up, this part here bundles up quite drastically, and it's around this region here, and sometimes in the middle here, where it just bundles up, and then it's quite uncomfortable. So that's one thing to, I guess the only thing I can really say bad about these things is the tongue is not perfect. I think there's other shoes for Asics that have got a better tongue. I think the Nimbus, people mentioned that they've got a better tongue, so maybe they'll add that in the future model. But it's really like splitting hairs. It's only an issue if you just put your shoe on without properly doing the laces. So I actually don't know who would do that, but yeah, just one thing I noticed. The mesh is also, I forgot to talk about the mesh, but the mesh is comfortable here, very breathable. It's all around a very good shoe. I think in summary, definitely a good shoe, probably a 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. It's very nice. You can use it for anything you want. It's good. And one last thing I'll say is that after 500 Ks, as you can see with the tread, it's a bit dirty, but the tread is still pretty good here. There's a lot of gaps in here. It's only a little bit worn out here, but I don't see necessarily that this is gotten to the stage where the grip is gone and it needs to be replaced. But I also don't see that the cushioning is gone, and that also needs to be replaced, or the springiness. I don't see that also needing to be replaced. So for me, after 500 Ks, I still feel like I can use this. There were comments that you should replace it, and I'm not sure if that's just Asics saying that they buy new shoes so that they can make more money off you. But I think these are fine after 500 Ks. And they're also really springy, trampoliny. I think that's the last thing I'd say, is they're quite fun. So other shoes you feel a little bit more grounded. This one is quite springy, quite cushiony, and when you kind of get going with these shoes, it is quite fun. It's a lot of energy, a lot of jumping around. So you do feel quite fun with these shoes. So I think that's basically about it. I've just don't really have anything else to say about it. Really good shoes. I recommend them. If they bring out a Novablast 6, I will probably get those ones as well, whenever that is. But and I might even get another pair of these if these ones kind of get to the stage where, yeah, they need to be replaced. But for now, I think they're fine. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I'll just give a quick, I don't know if that comes up nicely, but just show what they look like. But they also look pretty cool. I'm really happy with them. They're nice shoes. So okay, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you around. Bye bye.